This message is transmitted at the request of the National Weather Service in Ruskin. A red flag warning is currently in effect for the following counties: Hillsborough, Polk, Pinellas, Pasco, Manatee, Sarasota, Hernando, DeSoto, and Charlotte. A red flag warning is issued by the National Weather Service when low humidity, warm temperatures, dry fuels, and strong winds could combine to produce extremely dangerous fire behavior that is either occurring or will occur within 24 hours. During this red flag warning, always follow the instructions provided by your local fire department and be prepared to take action if a fire develops in your area. During this time, no fires are allowed, including bonfires or campfires, without a permit. Avoid using lawn mowers on dry vegetation. Follow all local fire restrictions on the use of chainsaws, mowers, and other equipment during the duration of this warning. Be mindful of any burn barns in your area and obtain a permit if needed. Extinguish outdoor fires properly, never leave them unattended. Always drown them with plenty of water. Soak ashes and charcoal in water and dispose of them in a metal can. These materials can reignite days after a fire or barbecue is extinguished. Report unattended outdoor fires immediately to 911. Keep your lawn green and mowed all season. Create at least 100 feet of defensible space around your home by removing leaves, weeds, brush, firewood and other flammables. Make sure to clean roof and gutters too. Make sure access roads to your property are cleared and properly labeled. Do not throw cigarettes or matches out of a vehicle. They can ignite grass on the side of the road and start a wildfire. Do not pull your vehicle over in dry grass unless absolutely necessary. Ensure that trailer chains don't drag on the ground. Remember to always maintain situational awareness. Watch weather reports and make sure you are signed up for state and local emergency alerts. For more information, contact the National Weather Service or your local fire department.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WTVT TV 13. We will continue to serve the Tampa Bay area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Tampa Bay area. Do not use your telephone. The telephones should be kept open for emergency use. This message is transmitted at the request of the White House. This is not a test. At 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, multiple large aberrations were visible in New York City, New York, all over the Empire State Building. There was radar-indicated rotation above the point of the building, perfectly centered, prior to the visibility of these aberrations. According to the Smithsonian Institution, these aberrations were the current-day entities of the Greek gods. The gods are currently believed to be Athena, goddess of battle, strategy, and wisdom; Ares, god of war; Erebus, primordial god of darkness; Hades, god of the dead and riches, and king of the underworld; Helios, god of the sun, and also known as Sol; Hephaestus, god of fire, metalworking, stone masonry, forges and the art of sculpture; Heracles, the greatest of the Greek heroes, he became god of heroes, sports, athletes, health, agriculture, fertility, trade, oracles and divine protector of mankind. Known as the strongest man on earth. Hestia, goddess of the hearth and chief of the goddesses, Kratos, god of strength and power, Poseidon, Olympian Greek god of the sea, earthquakes, storms, and horses, Tartarus, the god of the deep abyss, a great pit in the depths of the underworld, and lastly, Zeus, god of the sky, lightning, thunder, law, order, justice, king of the gods and the father of gods and men. The Smithsonian Institution has informed the president that the convention of all these gods is not a good sign, and most likely means there is a serious debate amongst them, as they usually keep their distance in the current day. This is an extremely dangerous situation for all life on Earth. Multiple sources reported that there were extremely deep and loud pulses of Greek coming from the hole appearing above the Empire State Building. Some of these statements included the following translations: silence. Let the first mood of the Olympian gods in 10 centuries commence. The human race cannot convene with each other in peace under nearly every circumstance imaginable. That doesn't mean anything. We agreed to leaving them alone, Zeus. We agreed to letting them live in peace like was always intended. Silence, Poseidon. If they cannot live in peace amongst each other, they will have to do it with our kind roaming the earth. We will restore order to how it was intended. This is being interpreted by the United Nations as an attack warning. This is an attack warning. I repeat, this is an attack warning. An attack warning means that there is an actual attack against this nation occurring, and protective action should be followed. Do not panic, as panicking will only make the situation significantly worse. Locate a shelter near you. If there is no shelter near your current location, get to a sturdy building, and the deepest location in that sturdy building possible. Take a battery-powered radio, clothing, a flashlight, medical supplies, food, and water. Remain silent on your journey, and do not do or say anything that can potentially irritate or provoke the gods. This is to protect your life. More information will be sent out as it arrives over the emergency alert system. The President of the United States will not be able to deliver a statement as emergency alert system protocol entails for a national level emergency, as he, nor any of his cabinet members, can locate him. The Secretary of Homeland Security, the 17th person in order of presidential succession, Chad Wolf, has been sworn in from a safe location, and is now declared the President of the United States, and will give a statement over the next issue of the emergency alert system. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast stations and cable systems shall transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is WTVT TV 13. We will continue to serve the Tampa Bay area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information for your local area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Tampa Bay area. Do not use your telephone. The telephones should be kept open for emergency use. This message is transmitted at the request of the White House. It has been requested by the Greek god Zeus, who managed to establish contact with the United States, that
This is the king of the gods and all of mankind, Zeus, god of the sky. I have easily established communication amongst myself and the other gods of Olympus with your puny government. Your absolutely unexcusable and pathetic behavior has disappointed myself and the other Olympians. As a result, we have expelled your ability to live alone, and we will be suspending our residence on Mount Olympus back to Greece. Additionally, this planet is no longer under independent rule based on the wishes of those nations. All nations are now under my rule and other Olympians. All government leaders have been executed per my first proclamation. Any replacements of these governmental leaders will be executed on the winter solstice, if not removed from their positions. My fellow Olympians are already on Earth, with the exceptions of Hades and Tartarus. I am putting certain gods and goddesses in charge of certain countries. Let me make it absolutely clear that Greece will now be, and forever be, the world's most powerful and wealthiest nation. Therefore, myself and Hades will rule Greece. Poseidon, god of the sea, will be ruling all island nations. Athena, goddess of wisdom, will be ruling Canada and all countries in Africa, with the assistance of Dionysus, god of the vine. China will be ruled by Hestia, chief of goddesses, and Aphrodite, goddess of beauty. Mexico and all Middle Eastern countries, including the United Arab Emirates, will be ruled by EAS, god of war. In the updated hierarchy, the United States of America will be the most impoverished and poorest country, as they have disappointed us most. Therefore, this country will be ruled by the Gorgons, with the chiefest Gorgon being Medusa, who has been revived by myself. Any country unlisted is under the rule of Hermes, god of trade and commerce. Understand that you do not have a choice in this matter. You are now under the rule by those who dictate who goes to the Elysian fields and who plunges into the depths of Tartarus. Your lives are going to change forever, and you have no choice in this matter. If you riot, like the pure titans you call the citizens of the United States, tend to do over basically every situation, you will simply be escorted to the underworld to meet my brother Hades and Tartarus and experience indescribable, but well-deserved suffering of the soul. I request that you all go outside right now, as your ruler is awaiting to brief you. Do it now. If you are not outside in 30 seconds, you will be taken to the underworld. Silence! Look at you all, doing as you do per the usual of an event you do not acquire the sweet taste to. You all must be absolutely silent and listen to your individual rulers. Do not make me angry.
Greetings, subjects. I'm sure I need no introduction. But for those with the slow-witted mind, I am Ares, Olympian god of war and ruthless victor of countless battles. Before I say anything else, I personally dare you all to attempt to even speak over me or attempt to overthrow me. I'd love to have another mortal head for a trophy. I haven't had one for a millennium. Nobody. Good idea. Anyways, right off the bat I'd like to tell you all that I am going to be your new dictator. I hereby convert all countries under my rule to the Mars Empire. Prepare to work your asses off, slaves. And beautiful women, of course, are more than welcome to get out of work, for a price.
Greetings, beautiful people of Canada and Africa. I am your new ruler, Athena, Olympian goddess of wisdom and strategic battle. Let me firstly inform you that I am not like what you're probably assuming. I'd like to state that Africa will no longer have hungry and thirsty people. I have replenished the continent completely and turned all the water in a 2-mile radius on the outside of the continent into fresh water that is safe to drink. I would like to turn the newly formed Kingdom of Athens into a democracy, with those who deserve, you, the people, ruling your own kingdom. You will all be in charge of electing a Hellenic president. I will be in the newly formed capital Athens, Egypt, collecting all ballots. Through a discussion and agreement with Hermes, transportation will be instant there and back upon your request.
Hello, you pitiful people of the United States. My name is Medusa. My sisters and I are your new rulers, and of course, your worst nightmares. We will gladly turn you into stone if you don't like it, or if you prefer, just send you to the underworld. We absolutely love your feedback. Let's get right into it. Your president is dead. His replacement, dead. All your celebrity friends in Los Angeles, stone. We've turned everyone in that damned city, and the shit state of California into stone. We've torn down every high-rise building in this country. Anyone who has a problem will be turned into stone and broken immediately. Basically, here's what will happen. The United States has been renamed to properties of the Gorgons. There will now only be 3 states, now called properties, 1 for each of my sisters and myself. These are Steno, Ariel, and Medusa. You are all required to offer a human sacrifice on the winter solstice to your ruler of the property you reside in, which you will find out soon enough. Have it ready. I enjoy attractive young boys. If they look like Poseidon, even better. The attractive men in this country must die.